Hello, my beautiful wildflowers. How are you today? Alexis here with Modesty. Today is the Retro Collaborative with 4F Beauty, Angie. And this is a monthly something that we do to collaborate using older retro palettes. And today we will be working with the Celestial Storm. And actually, I believe I am going to work with Celestial Storm, which is a full version, and Angie has the mini version, which is called Celestial Thunder. So they are very similar, so I am really looking forward to seeing what she does with it. And if you're interested in seeing the look that I got, because as Angie says, if I'm doing this correctly, you should be seeing this in black and white. But let's see, because I've never done that before. But I don't want to give away my look, okay? So, stay tuned. Okay, my beautiful wildflowers, welcome back. And just to give you a little bit of background on the Retro Challenge, and what this is about is it is a collaboration with 4F Beauty, and her name is Angie. I think you've seen other videos if you've watched me in the past with Angie and doing different collabs, but this one has become like a monthly collab, and we were going to go ahead and skip this one this month, and Angie said, you know what, you have Ramadan, you'll be busy, so let's just skip it. And she's so sweet, but I said, you know what, no, because this is only our second one, and I really don't want to lose the cadence and the momentum that we've built. So yeah, and today the Retro palette that we will be using is by Nars Cosmetics. And I did choose this one, and this one is a Celestial Storm. And what makes this specific episode really interesting is that Angie has the smaller palette of it, and I have the full version. And so, but there are, definitely the same colors in there. She will not have all of the colors that I do, but it'll be really interesting. And, it was her idea to say, I have the smaller one, but let's see if we pick the same colors anyway, or the same kind of vibe, right? And so yeah, and this is what we're doing. And today what I want to do is I want to go ahead and show you this, and this came out in September of 2019, and this is by definitely Nars Cosmetics, and this was pretty popular back then. And so, but I've not used it. I actually bought this on sale one of the add-ons, and so I'm gonna let you know I've never used it before. It is a retro palette because it is quite older. And so yeah, and the design of this is that Dominique of Nars Cosmetics, she really loves the horoscopes, right? And the Aries and the Pisces and the Virgos and all that stuff. But there were so many palettes coming out with that theme, the horoscope theme. So her and her team kind of got back, back to the drawing board and started thinking about it. And she came out with, space. The vastness, the, celestial, the stars, right? Still has that vibe to it of the horoscope. And also Make the Storm. I don't know if you noticed the font on this is kind of like distorted as, a really stormy. And then actually the outside box, it's really hard to tell. And I didn't really catch on to it until I saw Dominique kind of, doing a video on this, is that the outside of it is actually mauve. It's really hard to tell because my background is kind of mauve pink. But yeah, if you have one, take a look. And I didn't realize that until I looked at it. I'm like, I thought it was totally silver, but she's right. It's like got little pinky at the end of it. Like right here, it has kind of like this color to it, right? And so anyway, let me show you this. And this is a very interesting palette to me. It comes with a big mirror as usual. And I'm just going to fold this back like this, okay? And then so I can have it upright. And so these actually have mattes, and it has shimmers or foils, and also toppers. And this is why I think a lot of people got confused about that. Like this, the Eternal Light and Solstice, these two are definitely true toppers. And what that means is that it's for on top of other shades, so there's no base, right? So in other words, no matter how much you try to build it up, it's going to look kind of sheer, and it's intended to be that way. And so a lot of people who didn't really do research on this palette didn't know that and thought it was just poor, you know, pigments, and it really isn't. And so I'm hoping to be able to create a look. And the way it was designed to be used like these two, okay, because this is like, it's one foil or one shimmer and one matte paired together. So if you notice, this would be a duotone, and this is definitely a matte, and so on and on and on. And also it could be used crosswise like this, okay, and reserving these two for toppers. But I have seen some really nice look, just if you want to get that natural look, and go ahead and use that just on the lid for just sparkly, like a diamond look to it, and it's really pretty. And so today, you know, I was thinking about doing something different and doing something like really dark, and I was going to use black matter, and you know, I'm still thinking that, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and use the base of this asteroid right here. Is it called Asteroid Lust? Yeah, it's called Asteroid Lust, and here it is. And you know, this is like my favorite, one of my favorite colors. And I also thought about using the blues too, but it's like so many things I can do with it. But I say, you know what, I think I'm gonna go with this Asteroid Lust. So yeah, and just a little background on it. And like I said, Angie will be doing a look as well, but with a smaller palette. And what makes her channel a little bit more interesting is that hers is an educational site, so she does everything very up close and kind of like, let's see, this up close, okay? And the thing is, it's hard for me to do it that way because I'm not set up for that. And although I should probably try and really zoom you guys in, but it's really hard because the way I hold my brush, and you'll lose the focus from my eyes and you'll get it on my hand. So, you know, I'll work on that. And if you guys are interested in seeing something that close, let me know, and I'll go ahead and give it a go, okay? And like I said, Angie with 4F Beauty, she does do educational videos, and her videos are quite long for a reason, because it's designed for somebody, you know, that's new or that's never used that palette before. But she always says in her sweet mannerism that it's okay, speed me up. I can't do that accent. She's British, you know, so I love British accent. So she says, speed me up. I don't mind. And so yeah, and if you're a little bit more advanced and you want to get the look, but you don't have the time to, you know, go regular time or normal time, then go ahead and, you know, speed her up. But anyway, she's a very sweet gal. Please do check her out, and I do have her link below, okay? And so, knowing that she's probably going to be using a lot of this, you know, because she loves bright colors, I have a feeling she's going to be using whatever the blues or, you know, whatever she has in her palette that is like really bright. And so I'm going to try to keep mine a little bit subdued. I thought about maybe using the Lucid Dream here instead of this purplish Asteroid Lust, but I think I'm going to go ahead and, you know, throw a caution to wind, or should I just go ahead and try the Lucid Dream? You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and pair these two. Changing plans here, guys. And as you know, this is not what I have not planned it out. I'm just doing this. I'm getting on and say, okay, let's go. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's get with the fluffy brush. And this is my Refer 15, which is a fluffy brush. Any fluffy brush would work, okay? But I'm just letting you know it's my Refer 15 because people have asked, you know, oh, what are you using? So even though I do say fluffy brush, and it doesn't matter which brush, but people want to know. So I said, you know what? I don't mind. And so I know these could be very, very pigmented. And so I'm just going to tap in. And I mean, look at the pigmentation on this. And I'm going to try to build up instead of, you know, taking the chance of getting in there and really getting bright colors and then not being able to blend it out really good. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and put this all over. Yep, very pigmented. And you know I don't dust anything off. If any of you have been, you know, watching me, or all of you been watching me, I go directly from pan to eyes. And I do that for a reason, to see how it performs, how the color shades perform, and do I get fallout, do I get kick up, you know, so I do it for a reason. And there are times that when I'm working with dark colors like blacks and things like that, that I will not go directly, but yeah, and especially if I don't know the shades, I try to go light-handed, but I know this to be very pigmented, so I didn't dip in as much as I could have. So, yep, just go ahead and blend this in. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of pigment there. So, and you know what? I did forget to tell you guys, I did prime my lids using my usual MAC, the soft ochre color. And then I just set it with a plain eyeshadow, which is ABC Bubblegum and Urban Decay. So I did do that. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to this eyelid. And so, you know, you really have to be careful with this color because it is very pigmented. And so I'm just going to go ahead and tap it into the eyelid and then move my way up. And I'm going to go ahead and blend this real quick. Okay, wow. You know, I was just blending it. Oh my gosh, it blends so beautifully. You know, I really like this. And, you know, this is designed, I could just put a topper on it and then say done. Yeah, and I think it's supposed to be really easy. And so anyway, but yeah, you know, we don't have any rules in this one other than the fact that we can only use the colors in the palette. And we can't use any other like eyeshadow from another palette or anything like that. And so Angie made the, you know, rules pretty easy to follow. But sometimes you get stuck in a palette because you don't have the light colors, or, you know, you don't have the transition colors, or you have all, you know, matte or all shimmers. But this one, I have to say, I really like it. I mean, there's such a nice balance. And you guys, you know, I mean, these things are like on sale. I think her berries and cream is like on sale for $22, and Sephora still has it. And also, I've sold a couple of her other ones that I picked up. I have 3 palettes by Dominique Cosmetics, and actually, they're all brand new, even though I bought them on sale, and they're $22. They're quite, you know, retro, but yeah, I mean, it's new to me, so, you know, I'm really liking this pigment. And, you know, those of you who watch this, you know that I don't do a lot of bright, crazy colors. I do like using bright colors, but I don't usually ride it all the way up to the top like this. And this is something I'm doing different, because that's another thing about this collaboration that I really love, is that it gets me out of my comfort zone. And like Angie, she said, you know what, who cares? I mean, it just play. It's like, you know, playing with makeup, having imagination, being creative, and not worrying about what other people say. And, you know, of course, I'm not going anywhere. And so, yeah. And so this is okay. So I'm like, okay, Angie, I will try to get out of my comfort zone and get out from the neutrals and, you know, the mauves, the soft mauves, and go a little bit crazy. And I think, you know, I'm starting to get there. You know, what do you think? So anyway, so let me just blend this out a little more, because it is a little bit harsh, but that's okay because I'll use other colors. Okay. And now, let's see, what can we do? What I want to do is I want to use this black matter, but I don't want it to overtake this this color here. And so let me just think about it while I do use the Eternal Light on my brows. And let me see what I'm going to use. Let's go ahead with my Refer 02. This is a little bit of flat brush. Okay, flat brush, see? Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and use that on my brows. And which one? I said Eternal Light, so let me just show you better. It's this color here. And I know these are designed to be put on with the fingers, but yeah. Oh, you guys notice I cut my nails. And this one, this nail here is very short because I was too lazy to go get my good clipper, and I used my like old clipper, and it cracked down this way. I mean, down this way. And then so, yeah, so I had to kind of save it without killing myself. But here, you guys were right. This is the color that I used, was the light purple, which was in my Orally, my new subscription. So yeah, you guys were, a lot of you said, oh, it'll be one of the purples. Yeah. And Rhonda said, it'll be purple. And you know what? I already had it done, and it was purple. So anyhow, yeah. So here we go. Let's see. Enough of that. I'm talking a lot, huh? You know, it's been actually, I'll be honest with you, it's been a couple of days since I recorded anything, because of Ramadan, I recorded early, right? And to have something in the in queue, so that way, because I'm spending all of my days, because I have to read the whole Quran in 30 days. So it takes, you know, I have to read at least 21 pages a day. There's 604 pages in the Quran, and so I have to really make sure that I stay on top of it. And it is, the Quran is only true in its form written in Arabic. And so I read it in Arabic. So yeah, it takes me a little bit longer. Yeah, to do that. So I recorded a bunch of these early. This one's not so early because now I have off for 2 weeks at work because the last 10 days is very important to us. We have to do a lot of worship, praying and things like that, in the middle of the night and stuff. So we try to, keep our schedule light. But I did take the last 2 weeks of Ramadan off as I do every year. And so, yeah. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead with this and see if I can put this on the inside as well. Oh, yeah, this is nice. You see that? I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but I figure, you know what? I'm in this pan already. Let's just do it. You know what? I'm just going to bring this in a little bit and see how that looks because it is a topper. Oh, this is really pretty. I don't know if the camera's capturing it, but yeah. I may need to go in later with my fingers, but it's looking good so far, though. This is actually very pretty. Okay, and like I said, these are supposed to have like this diamond dazzle to it. And when you turn your head and you're in the sun, from what I understand, it's like awesome. But of course, I'm inside, so I don't know how much this light captures it. So now having said that, we are going to do this here, okay? And this is called a black water or black matter. Black matter, it's right here. And we are going to go in with our fingers. And let's see, And let's see how pigmented this. Ooh, very creamy. Nice. Okay, there it is. Can you see it? Yeah, it's very dark. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and pat this here a little bit. Okay. Okay, I might have to get a little bit heavier handed because I think I'm just a little bit... Okay, I'm going to have to blend this out somehow because it is quite dark. It's like a reverse halo. Yeah. Okay, let's see how it ends up. Okay, let me blend this out real quick. And okay, as you can see, this is definitely very dark. And what I want to do is I want to blend this out using the same brush, my OFRA 15. That I initially went in with, and to get rid of these hard edges, because I think once I get rid of the hard edges, it would look okay. So let me just do that real quick and kind of like blend this upward a little bit. And also that'll give it a little bit of a feathered look here, and it'll darken the transition area. So this will be kind of interesting. And I don't want to go in too much because you see how it's kind of light on the inside, and I'm thinking to do something else with the inside. And so I just need to go ahead and blend this and see if I can get it kind of feathered out a little bit. But like I said, I don't want to go in, here. So yeah. And, this would be really interesting, I think, to try different colors in here because there's so many nice little colors that I would love to try. So yeah, let's just go ahead and blend this. And I'm going to have to blend this inward because I do have... well, outward actually, not inward. Inward would be this way, but this way. But I want to go ahead and pick up another color to do that with. But I'm going to go ahead and blend this out first and blend it together. Okay, next I'm going to take my OFRA 01, which is kind of like a flat fluffy, you see? And I want to go ahead and try to blend out this harshness on the inside. But, I don't want to like, I've already used the Eternal Light actually on the inner like this one here. What I want to do now is I want to use this one here, and this one is called Solstice, to actually blend the black out. So that way there is definitely a difference between this very light on the inside, which I don't want to lose, and this here. Okay, so let's go ahead and give that a try and see what happens. This is a topper, so I'm wondering if I can use my brush. Let's see. I should be able to. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and blend this out here. I just want to get rid of that really dark black, demarcation. And it's starting to work. The problem is I need to constantly, because you see the black is rubbing off, I need to swirl this and make sure that I go in back and forth, so that way I'm not rubbing the dark all over the place. So yeah. Okay, go ahead and do that. And I wanted to go ahead and wipe it off each time, so that way I don't, like I said, rub the black all over the place. So you have to kind of be patient with things like this. And this is kind of like, you know, it's really fun learning to do this stuff, because believe it or not, I mean, this stuff is just, you gotta make the errors in order to learn. And you know, if you're afraid to make mistakes, you're never gonna learn. And I was that way. I hated making mistakes with it, because that means I have to wash it all off. But you know what? It washes off. So yeah. Yep. So go ahead and blend this in. I'm gonna continue to blend it in. And my whole goal is to remove this dark line, which I think is mostly gone now, and kind of blend it. So I'm losing a little bit of the dark, the black, as you notice. And so what I'm gonna do is go back in there with the brush here, the one that I've been using, the 15. I haven't cleaned this off at all, but I don't need to if I'm going to use the black. And I'm going to kind of dip in here a little bit, like this. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I don't lose the dark, especially in the outside. Just kind of tap this back in a little bit. There we go. So it's picking up the color. You see? So I'm not losing that color. So yeah. And I think with this look, I'm definitely going to have to darken up my, my eyes, as far as, you know, I could put false lashes and use an eyeliner. Let's see what I'm gonna do. So I may go ahead and do that. So let me put my liner on, because now I'm pretty much done, except for the bottom. I'm gonna have to come back and put the makeup on, and then I will finish the bottom off, okay? So let me go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on with my lashes, and unless I change my mind while I'm off camera. So I'll be right back. Here it is. What do you think? I know this is a bit of a dark color scheme for me, so I did try to lighten it up by wearing a scarf that's a little bit lighter and kind of give it a life. And because it was pretty, the color is very intense, and I try to also lighten it up by lightening my lips. So take a look and tell me what you think. And these colors, I mean, this palette is, I'm surprised I didn't use this before, because it is so easy to work with. Even with these dark colors, they blend so well. And I know my eyelashes are like kind of crazy flapping, but yeah, that's the best I could do. I almost didn't put eyelashes because it kind of makes me look a little crazy, I think, you know. But yeah, that's that. But I just want to go ahead and give you what this look looks like. And let me tell you what I did. I did have the intention of coming back and doing the eyeliner and everything, and you know, with you guys. But the problem is that there's a lot of dark colors, and I have to get in close, and it's really hard for me to film that part. And so I did go ahead and do it off camera. But what I did use for eyeliner is this 24/7 by Urban Decay. It's called Perversion. And this is the darkest eyeliner I know of. And these are waterproof. And once it's on, it's smudge proof as well. But while you're working with it, it's really easy to work with. And then as far as underneath, I did go ahead and smudge it using this type of brush, actually. Yeah, what I did was I went in with this color here, which is the what was it, Lucid Storm? Yeah, this color here that I used, and I picked it up with this, and I kind of smudged the dark eyeliner with it, as you can see underneath. Okay, and so aside from that, I did put a little bit more of the let's see, the Eternal Light, which is this one, because by the time I finished, I mean, it was kind of out, so I kind of took it with my finger, and I just dot on the inside of it. So I did pick up the light, and that's that. And that's it for the eyes, actually. And then I am wearing magnetic eyelashes, and so with the magnetic eyeliner, okay? And that's that. And my foundation, I wanted to go matte with the foundation. As a matter of fact, I wanted to go ahead and spray this, but I forgot. Somebody did mention, why don't you spray, you know, your face with the sitting spray, and I use them. I have like 10 different ones here. And so, but I tend to forget to do that on camera, but when I'm about to leave, I just spray it. This is, this is what I usually do because it does help to melt anything that's really kind of chalky or anything like that into the skin. And so, but I did go with my Natasha Denona, and I love her foundation when I want the matte look. And this is one that's really dependable for me, and this is an 40N, and I did get this actually from add-ons, and I picked up a couple of them, and I'm really glad that I did because I did end up loving it. Okay, her concealer, not so much, but speak of concealer, I did go ahead and use my By Terry concealer, which gives it a little bit of a moisture underneath. I don't know if you can see that, and it really does give moisture, and this doesn't crease, guys. This is the only thing that I've ever found that doesn't crease. It's a little bit pricey, but all you need is a little bit, and it's like in a brush like this, and so you just click, 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 not even click, 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 just a click or half a click, and you just kind of pat it on, and then, I mean, it moisturizes it. It's got hyaluronic acid, so all of By Terry makeup is actually with skincare, and that's what I love about it. A little bit on the pricey side, but they're well worth it, and it's better than having things that don't work, and you end up spending more that way. And so that's that. That's my little rant for the day. Okay, and then aside from that, I did use, what did I use for bronzer? Oh yes, I did go into my Charlotte Tilbury, and I bronzed up. I bronzed up my face a little bit, and I did go underneath and up my forehead and also under, and so that's that. And then as far as my I'm loving this cheek. I love this cheek. The color is just like awesome. And what I did use my Clé de Peau. This is it's called Sakura, and here it is. And what I do is I go across both of them, both across, and then tap it on using my angled Refer brush, and this is an 04, and I just go in here and just tap it. Okay, and then after that, for my highlighter, I couldn't decide if I was going to do Natasha Denona or some other one because I have like 20 million of them, but I did reach for, again, my Pat McGrath, and this is the one that came in the Divine Rose collection, and I'm really loving this. So I did use this, and this actually, I mean, the way it just shines, it's not like chalking, you don't see line. It's just so diffused. Even if you put a line, it comes out diffused. I don't know how that works, but it does, and it's really beautiful. And after that, as far as my lips, I did use a lip liner by Huda Beauty. I'm all over the place today. I usually stick to like one or two brands, but today I just picked and chose whatever. And so this is by Huda Beauty, and this is in Trophy Wife. And here's the color here. And as you can see, I lined with this, which has got a very strong line, and I intended it that way. This is the look that I was going for. And then I went in with Ambrosia by Natasha Denona. And that's the lipstick that I'm using. I just went in, make sure I didn't touch the line too much, and just kind of, go in this way. Oh, so creamy. Love this. And this was part of her Valentine collection, and I use this a lot. So, yep, that didn't go wasted. So, I think that's it, guys. And, yeah. And I'll tell you, Celestial Storm, I don't know how Angie with 4F Beauty is doing with this, but, I mean, I'm really curious as to what she thinks and what she comes out with, because she does come out with the very unique looks. And I try to go out of my comfort zone, as she's always saying, don't worry about it. So, I did, and this is, like I said, this is the look that I came out with. It's a little bit more of an evening look, I think, but I'm not going anywhere, so it's okay. And yeah, let me show you this again. And I mean, very good quality. I'm going to tell you, very good quality. It is a retro palette because it's been around since 2019. But I mean, it's on sale now. I believe it's for like $22. You might see it on add-ons here and there. And also the berries and cream, and if it's the same formulation, and from everything I read, it is. I mean, she's very consistent with her formulation. So I'm really, really looking forward to doing a look with that. And yeah, so yeah, this was actually very good. And I'm so glad that Angie suggested it, and we are doing a retro palette every month. And so this is the second episode, so check out 4F Beauty with Angie. Like I said, she does her tutorial in more of an educational way, and she actually goes step by step by step, and she does less off-camera work than I do, because I tend to take forever. And if I did everything on camera, yeah, we'll be here till tomorrow. So anyhow, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and all the links will be below. And if you have any question, please do put them below. But before we go though, you know, I didn't forget, we are going to do our empowering affirmation, okay? And I didn't do an intro, guys, because I wanted this look to be a surprise and not be seen. And this is the reason why I designed the if it comes out the way I wanted to, I designed the thumbnail the way I did, where you can't see the look, okay? And so I picked one, and here is our affirmation for the day. I am responsible, driven, and organized. Woo, I like that. Look at, it's a cute little picture of the whale. Ah, wow, I love this. I am responsible, driven, and organized. In other words, you're taking accountability for your actions. Doesn't matter what you do, as long as, you know, you take accountability for it and you own it. And a question in the back that says, what task helped me feel most put together, and how can I prioritize this so that I can be at my most productive? And this actually works for work as well, but for home as well, right? And so we have to be productive at home as well. I'm loving this card. I am responsible, driven, and organized. And one of my pet peeves actually at work is accountability. I'm one of those people that really seek accountability in people, and that if you say you'll do something, or at least try to do something, that you give an attempt. I'm not saying succeed, because you know how life goes, right? But at least be driven enough to try to complete it and try your best. And if you fail, it's okay, as long as you learn from it. Okay, so my beautiful wildflowers, I hope you enjoyed it. And if I added any value, please do hit like. And those of you, if you have not subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing if you like content like this, and also unboxings, Mask Mondays, and all of that, okay? It's like a menagerie of things, you know, very eclectic. That's me, eclectic. So, my beautiful wildflowers, I want you guys to have a good day, a good night, a good week, or weekend, whenever you're watching this. But no matters, because you know what I'm going to say. Yeah. Remember, never sweat the small stuff. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.